down Ray Farkey, but nullifying Ray Farkey is only part of it. You need more than just that. You need the comms, you need the ganks, and last game we saw none of that.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, if Blank doesn't end up playing early, he will be kind of like a walking restraining order against this, against the Camille here. But we're gonna have to wait and see as we load onto the ref. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 is about to get underway. This time around, we're gonna cut to something a bit more scenic. Not as much action and death and everything going on in 1 minute in. Just the usual kind of lineup.
As a play-by-play Echo, I thought you'd love to see that level 1 invade action.
I would love
it.
to see it, but I didn't even get to see it last time. Is what peeved me. It's like, at least wait for me to get in so that I don't have to cast over the replay.
At least we did get the replay, right? So we did get to see what's happening. Unfortunately, this time, no level 1 action to come through. And I'm actually curious to see if we end up seeing any sort of early action here, because a lot of times when you see Graves jungle being picked up, it's full clear, heavy farm style jungling.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily see too many ganks. There is gank set up in multiple lanes though, so Flawless could look for that. And well, we've seen Black before. Black doesn't like to gank early very much, so I'm not expecting to see Hawks be the aggressors in this early game, at least not from the jungle. If anything, maybe from the lanes, maybe bot side, and hey, maybe Liner roams up to mid lane again. If you can catch a Twisted Fate, Rise does win those trades.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see that AI Blitzcrank here once again favoring the Hawks, but take it with a grain of salt. Brandon Core fans, he did say that last time around as well, so we'll have to wait and see. But we do see these power spikes, so we are seeing it once again, right? The Hawks, we talked about it in game 1 and game 2, they are eventually at the end of the day still going to outscale Burning Core here, but do they out damage is the question, as Fujimoto has gone in maybe a bit too deep though. Bit of damage coming out, but Yuhi doing also quite a bit of damage here, doing a little bit of 1-2 action here onto the right.
Tell you what worked last game, Echo. This Rel pick for Lina looked good. Even in their losing team fights, it still looks on. And I love the aggression that this Rel is putting down onto Fujimoto immediately. Because one of the things with Leona too is that if you're behind us, Leona, if you can't engage, if you're low on health, you're kind of useless and you can't really do much there. So applying that pressure onto Fujimoto early, you love to see it. Ziggs can't quite match that Xayah either in these extended trades, especially if Xayah starts with that W.
Yep, absolutely. And this trade's coming out in this top lane. Ray Farkey trying to just get something up, but it is going to be a bit of a slow start for him. So he's just going to have to bide his time, work his way up. Meanwhile, Dasher is in quite the gankable position. However, as we were saying, right, Flawless is definitely going to be kind of power farming, looking to get those levels up, looking to get that money up. Not much of a early game gank this time around, and Dasher still putting the hurt onto Dice here. It's so sad to see. It's such a good spot, but Flawless is like, no, I need my money. I need my XP first.
Yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. We say a lot of it does depend on draft in terms of where ganks will look to happen, where teams will look to play to. And DICE needs to recognize that as well and say, hey, I got to play a little bit more carefully. I don't get to step up right now. Rise notoriously weak in the early game, but Twisted Fate ain't much better. I mean, early game of Twisted Fate, all you do is kind of wave clear best you can, wait for that level 6, and that's when you really start to come online. Now, Flawless though, sneaking top side here, no ward spotting him out here, might look for the gank.
Yep, this time around, Kinatsu might just be paying for the fact that he wasn't vigilant with his wards like in game 1. Flawless really biding his time here, hoping that the minion wave is going to show up just a little bit more. However, Kinatsu is about to get mega form, so now things will get interesting. If they decide to still going for the gank, they will indeed. What a nice dash from Kinatsu, and just nothing going to come out of it.
Yeah, interesting decision to wait that long for Flawless there and then kind of go in on that Gnar when Ray Farkey was shoved in. The other thing that was kind of interesting to me was that Blank actually did go in invade. So they had a good idea that, hey, Flawless is probably topside at this point, doing Krugs roughly. So Kinatsu kind of knew that, hey, at the back of his mind, I got to get ready to hop out should I see the Graves. So they get out, Flawless doesn't waste any time whatsoever. And Blank might actually get to double scuttle.
Yeah, looking like he will indeed. And so overall, that's going to be a whole lot of vision secured here for the Hawks. That's big. To see the flash, double flash coming out actually in this mid lane. Both mid laners burning that. Dice to escape, Dasher to chase, but nothing quite coming out of there just yet. The next, actually the first, I should say, Dragon is up in 10 seconds. It will be the Cloud Dragon. So we are going to be getting a somewhat useful soul, actually, dare I say. Maybe I'm just a little bit biased, but with that being up, we are going to have to see if we do see this kind of pivotal, like early Drakes coming, or if we see kind of in game 2 where it was put on the back burner for a while, and we more saw this kind of team fight for the Rift Herald and just in general trying to get picks.
Yeah, I suspect more likely the back burner, but Echo. I am very sad. I am disappointed. My day has been ruined.
Oh no.
Blank actually went for the early gank and still couldn't pull it off. I am so sad. I mean, props to Dice for having the fast fingers on the flash. The moment Dasher went in, he was right out there. But
yeah,
I mean, come on, give Blank something, man. He's trying this game. He actually made an early action happen. Yeah. And now Flawless coming back to this top side again on Kanatsu. Kanatsu mini this time, no rage to go mega.
Yeah, round 2, Flawless. You got to stop waiting, bro. You run it, like, get to it. And the longer you wait, the more and more Kinatsu's rage bar will build up. And so Kinatsu actually, yeah, he's playing it safe. He smells something is up here. Something's not right. Ray Farkey's a little too chill. Hook shot going in, though. We'll use the Hextech ultimatum. There it is to lock him down in place. Smoke screen coming out, and there is nowhere Kinatsu can go. The flash does not matter because you get hit with the sweep off your feet, and Ray Farkey picks up first blood.
Well played there. Yes, Flawless waited kind of long, but I think they just want to make sure everything goes well. And no flash expended from either Ray Farkey or Flawless there, so no sums necessary. Kanatsu's is down. This top side is re-gankable. And remember back to our game 1 here. I know it feels like it's been a while here, but one of the win cons for Burning Core is Ray Farkey getting online and carrying. And this is the first game this series we've seen him on a carry. They're already playing towards it. They already got him first blood.
Yeah, indeed. Looking good so far. Blank, just looking to see if there's anything he can take there. No real ganks available in this mid lane at the moment. So it's going to have to wait and see. Ooh, does hit the Q, but it gets stunned. So nothing quite coming out of that just yet. Just a little bit of damage instead. Flawless is there as well with the backup just in case. And Flawless actually already hitting level 6 before Blank. Blank definitely needs to get a move on here and level up if he doesn't want to be left behind.
Yeah, and that's with Flawless spending a lot of times just sitting in bushes as well, waiting to try and get ganks off. And all you need is one successful gank pretty much. And with the Graves power farming as well, he's managed to maintain his pace here. Now, for all that Flawless is doing well, it's worth noting that in the mid lane, Dasher has been pressuring Dice constantly here, and Flawless has not looked to relieve that pressure. So Dice falling a little bit behind, and because you are a TF into a Rise this time, yes, you do have Destiny to move to side lanes, but keep in mind, Rise can do the same. It's a bit shorter range, but he can bring a friend. So we'll have to see the first big ultimates from both these mid laners here. The impactful one, where do they look to go to? Do they try and get Ray Farkey further ahead for Burning Core, or are they actually going to try and play towards this dragon, try and help Yuhi and Fujimoto get some space here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, right, because that's like the main issue we were talking about, right? You pick up this TF because you want to be able to help those side lanes, right? Especially with that ultimate coming out. But you can't really do that when you got Dasher breathing down your neck every single second of the game, and he's just like, go ahead, leave the lane. You're not coming back to a turret though. So it's like just kind of like a bad spot for Dice to be in, and it really is going to come down to when Flawless will finally pull up to try and alleviate some of that pressure. Now, for once, finally, Dice is like, oh my god, I get to step into my wave. There's no way that that's possible. Something else is going down here. And he would be right to think so, because yeah, they go ahead and they grab themselves Rift Herald. Gonna have to see if that gets placed in the mid lane as well, just to further increase the pressure, or maybe Blank has different ideas.
Yeah, really well played. And I feel like, I don't know if this is the first Herald that Hawks have gotten, but it feels that way.
It definitely does.
Yeah, because of Blank really struggling last game to try and get any objectives here. So it's a great sight to see if you are a fan of the Hawks. And Burning Core had absolutely no answer, right? Like you were saying, Dice was just happy to be able to finally pick up waves. Didn't even actually push out the wave, just kind of bounced it back out fairly neutral. And bot side Marble is completely unpunished, even with the line of roam up towards there. So Burning Core, what what can you do right now? You still have a bit of a lead. I don't want to see that slip away, from inactivity.
Yep, indeed. And they're going to look to try and find Flawless here. Very nice back of the crush coming down. Flawless. Oh my god, this gets shredded. Was in a terrible spot. Gets punished accordingly. Just like that. They're kind of throwing away their lead.
Yep, exactly. We didn't want to see it. Huge props to Rhino once again, right? Came up for that Herald take, actually ended up waiting here a bit longer, got the punish. And I've got just big question marks about Dice as well on that particular play. Destiny getting popped kind of went like, okay, too late, we didn't see Rhino in time, you're dead. I'm just going to port back to mid instead and farm, you know, and usually Twisted Fate, we say the most important ultimate is that first ultimate because the cooldown's fairly long and you want to be maximizing that, helping out lanes. If you're using it to just get back to lane to farm here, that is the least ideal use. And it's not even from base to turret where it's like a big port. You literally hopped maybe one screen away from the Herald pit to the mid lane.
You know, at least we've moved on from TPing to grab a little wave. Now we're just using the destiny to get that. So you know what? I'll take those. It's you know, you got to take the wins where you get them. But that being said, Dice once again getting the Dice treatment. He's getting pushed into his turret. There's nothing to do. Look at that. He's like, Flawless, please, bro, help me. He's looking at him like, please, dude. They're spawning. What more must I endure before you come help me? And they're gonna drop that Rift Throw down. Is gonna crash, so that should secure them a plate or two here. And actually, Flawless almost going down there. Close call to say the least. Ignite coming out. However, the damage from the arrow won't quite hit him there, so he will live to fight another day, and they'll get a little bit of turret planage. Maybe that's the wake up call. Flawless realized that he's like, maybe I need to help out Dice here.
Yeah, that was actually a really bad series of events for Burning Core. First of all, Dice ran out of mana, and that's why Dice was looking to back right there. And
Shark coming out in the flash. Oh my god, that was way too close. But Flawless is here, and a lot of damage on the collateral damage. But is it going to be enough to smite to try and get some healing? But it does not matter. Blank hits him with the 1-2 kick away, takes him out. And just like that, things are looking slightly Hawks favored, ever so slightly. They're reeling in the tempo of this game.
I mean, okay, I got to go back to the mid because I didn't finish explaining it, and it leads into this play, right? Like Flawless sticking around, that was a little bit of overconfidence there. You can't step into range of Dasher, had to blow flash, and that leads into this play. Flawless flash down already, rotates towards that top side late, and Ray Farkey is being punished. You saw Dasher, you saw Blank moving up, and even if you didn't, you've got to keep in mind the possibility of a realm orb. So it's just like, okay, didn't quite think that one through here. Actually, no, there's no excuse. Blank cleared a ward. Flawless, you knew they were rotating up. You had no business whatsoever sticking around there.
Yeah, no, that goes in right and decides he's gonna take this fight, hits him with the collateral damage rather than just backing off, and then just gets hit. I mean, just hits him with a 1-2, absolutely demolished. No smite healing is gonna save you from your fate. Gets taken down, and now they're gonna look to find some revenge here in this mid lane. Gonna go gold. Rest in peace, Dasher. He's not getting out of that one alive. Trying his damnedest, but not going anywhere.
You know what? I'm starting to hit the point, Echo, where I think that Burning Core just need to throw a couple of kills to warm up every game right now, because it's the same thing, right? When Flawless just randomly dove a turret last game, and then like after 3 kills went over, Burning Core was like, okay, guys, let's get serious, let's end this. And then right now, you know, Flawless kind of dies stop for no reason, and Fujimoto starts roaming, and suddenly they're looking pretty decent here.
Ray Farkey taking a bit of a bad charade there, though. Kinatsu was able to get that mega form, so he's not to be meddled with. Blank looking for an opening to try and engage there. We do see the TP coming out. This might just be the breakup of a fight. The realm war coming out. This one, Fujimoto, they have to leave him for dead. He got caught out on the wrong side of the wall and gets taken down. Nothing they can quite do there, but they will set up here in this bush. And so many CC coming out onto Rhino. Nothing he can do. I mean, he's just a support. Come on. They just absolutely decimate him, trying to find Dasher. The gold card is huge, and they're gonna take him out. Blank with the ultimate on the turret, but Dice is gonna go gold. Turret doing so much damage. Can they take him out? He will get that double kill at the very least. Flawless will finish the job, but at what cost?
At Flawless, it's an acceptable cost. You got the kills for most of that fight here, and considering how that fight started, it did not look good for the side of Burning Core here. Kinatsu, though, going to be more than happy to pick up all the plates. And with the way the fights break out right now, the thing is you have to track the mid laners because both of them have globals here. So Dice comes in first, and that looks good for Burning Core. But if everybody backs out, you should have just disengaged at this point because Realm Warp is available as well. I don't even think Dasher necessarily needed to TP all the way up. I think he could have walked in anyways and still found that fight. But hey, that's the globals for you. They're nice and fast. And the fact that Burning Core actually pick up kills in the back end of this is to their credit, I think, and just shows the aggression, the comfortability they have, you know, when they think they're in a decent spot here. If they're ahead, this play goes way better in their favor, but because they're even, Blank is at least able to trade back.
Yeah, we'll still pick up that double there. So, not all for naught there. And nice to see that the first drag is actually taken down. I didn't even notice it at any point just because it was on the back burner for so incredibly long. The next Rift Herald is up on the map, and we're already seeing Flawless slowly but surely shifting his way up there. So we're probably going to see them trying to take that and try and get some use out of it. And just looking at the tower plating, gold 900 coming up for the Hawks, absolutely zero from Burning Core. You don't like to see that.
I'm very confused, honestly, Echo. Yeah, you don't like to see that, but the fact that Burning Core is still even in gold, pretty much, they're only down 800 gold. How are they doing that? They're not even winning CS in lanes here, so I'm quite baffled at this Herald being started up by Flawless, but they're being chased out here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Collateral damage coming out here. Try and buy some dead, but Rhina's too damn good. You gave him the rel and you just paid the price. The double kill coming out of Blank wants to find more. The ultimate coming out, so a Hextech ultimatum, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to lock him down. You need to run for your life. And he will just barely be able to escape that one. Ray Farkey getting out with a little bit of health left to his name. That should be free rift for the Hawks. Gonna have to wait and see if they end up finding that. Yuki, meanwhile, though, in this ball lane is at the very least going to be able to pick up that tier 1 with the satchel charge. And yeah, there it is. The rift shell does go into the hands of Blank.
But that turret on the bot side did not give a single plate over to Yuhi. We were past the 14-minute mark, way past the 14-minute mark before he got any plates off of it here. So not very worth it. And again, with this Herald play here, I think Burning Core just getting a little bit over aggressive when they're falling behind here. They're trying to force these plays. You can't afford to do that. And they didn't have the proper vision set up to spot all of them collapsing in. And for all our complaints of LJL Lee Sin, specifically Blank's Lee Sin here, Echo, I think we might have to change our tune a little bit because this is hashtag not my blank. But hey, I like it. 4-1-3 Lee Sin at 16 minutes. This is the type of Lee Sin we want to see, even if it's not the type of Lee Sin we expected to see.
Yeah, definitely. Still a welcome change, to say the absolute least. And now we see Rifto being spawned here into the mid lane. You're going to crash right into this tier 1. At the very least, take that out. We even saw the Mega Inferno bomb coming out. Wasn't enough to stop him. Is going to crash into it. And he's just going to be left for dead. Rest in peace, Shelly.
Yeah, but Shelly did her job there. Took the outer turret. And that's all you need in that mid lane. It's opening things up a lot for them. And now Ray Farkey trying to answer top side. But your Camille, even with the Divine Sunder, probably can't take it. The rest of the Hawks are collapsing it. What is this Destiny, Dice?
Oh my God. Dice, dude, what are you up to? The Hextech ultimatum come out. Yeah, you just got to leave him for dead. There's nothing you can do there. Ray Farkey bit off more than he could chew and goes down accordingly. We're going to have a word with Dice after that, because I don't know what I just witnessed. That was not the move, to say the least.
No, and considering that the passive of Twisted Fate is loaded dice, you'd really think that this Twisted Fate would be doing better right now. But whatever they loaded it with, it's seeming to just roll ones right now. That's the second baffling Destiny we've seen come through from Dice there. And even if you say, okay, he popped the Destiny for vision, you didn't have to take the gate. You'd have been faster walking than actually using the gate there. And now that's not available for this dragon that is up here now. And granted, again, Dice's bot side, so you're not using it for the repositioning ability, you're using it for the vision ability, because right now Burning Core have no vision around that dragon other than Scuttle.
Yeah, vision really not too good this time around, as in comparison to game 1 and game 2. Really lacking on that front. Gonna have to pick that up if they want to be able to see anything this time around. We do see the Mega Inferno bomb actually in the pit here, and they're realizing, well, that dragon's not even there, and so it's just really nothing that they can do at this moment. Have to give it over for free, and that's going to be the second drag into the hands of the Hawks.
Very sad, Echo. I mean, this composition from Burning Core, I liked it a lot in draft. I like the idea of it, but the actual execution has left me wanting more in every which way. And Ray Farkey in this top lane was doing well early on, was winning out, and now has kind of just bounced out with Konatsu. Konatsu successfully nullified Ray Farkey here, and granted, I think Ray Farkey will outscale eventually, but it's taking so much more time. And Yuki Fujimoto, this bot lane Yuki, who has been doing so well this series, this game, a lot more muted, is down CS, and so far hasn't been able to contribute to any team fight. The Mega Inferno bomb has been used to wave clear, has been used to check objectives here, and ideally you want to have it to pair with that Hextech ultimatum. If it's always down trying to control your map here, it's not there to actually find kills and fights.
Yeah, it's like at the very least, right? Yuhi did a great job of just kind of, staying even with Marble, making sure that the Xayah has no opportunity to pop off. But you would think that if that's really your only intention in the bot lane, that would allow Flawless to pay a lot more attention to this mid lane and this top lane. But that simply didn't happen. We kept talking about how like Flawless just kind of he's literally watching Dice getting pummeled by Dasher like in the mid lane while he's doing his well. It's like, yeah, man, you got this, bro. I believe. I'm doing my own thing here. It's like, no, you gotta go help your boy out. And because of that, right now, Dice is just not in a great position. He's still, he's actually still somewhat ahead in farm, but it's just these ultimates that have been coming out and just the damage. Other than the gold card, I'm just not seeing much from Dice that I'm impressed by.
Agreed. And while Twisted Fate's passive does give him additional gold for minions killed, so even is actually ahead for Dice here, we need to see that gold being converted into some sort of map pressure as well. Burning Core actually not that far behind. Again, I still don't know how they're somehow keeping pace with HAWKS in terms of gold. The passive alone from Twisted Fate couldn't possibly account for all of that. But gold is one thing, actual map objectives, conversions in terms of turrets and whatnot, is another right now. And HAWKS run the map. They've already got the 2 dragons. If they get themselves soul point as well, at that point Burning Core will have no choice but to engage into a team which might be stronger than them. So I need to see Burning Core play around this next dragon, be much more proactive about it, find some sort of picks, find some sort of sneak to take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like right now Burning Core's been more on this kind of like reaction back foot where it's like they're always kind of pulling up a bit, not necessarily late to the objectives, but either it's like they're either there when it spawns or they're not there at all. We saw it with that second dragon as well. They were like, dude, there's no way we're getting this. Just give it up. We're not even pulling up. And it's just like, they grab Rift, not Rift, they grab Scuttle. They're like, that's about all we're going to get. We'll take our losses. We leave. And then on the first dragon as well, they just were not anywhere to be found, haven't been able to pick up any of these Rift Heralds either and get any use out of it. So just that overall, they need to find some kind of pick. And they've shown us that they're capable of doing that, right? They can set up these plays and they have the perfect team for it. They have Dice with that gold card. They have Ray Farkey with the Hextech Ultimatum. They have Fujimoto with just a kit full of CC. So if they can just find something here, set up some more wards, be able to catch someone out, then they might be able to channel that into something.
Yeah, and the fact that Fujimoto only has 1 assist right now is very telling, right? They're not bringing that CC to bear quite yet. But for the side of the HAWKS, they're sitting nice and comfortable. The scaling from Dasha and Marble is definitely kicking in. You can see how difficult it is for Yuhi to actually step up into Marble and fight here. And because they picked up those 2 early dragons as well, they're just waiting for the next dragon to spawn. They're not in a rush. In a minute's time, hey, Burning Core, we'll meet you at dragon at that point in time. And either you come fight us, or we take this, put ourselves at soul point. There's, they don't even have to rush for turrets either. They took all the outer turrets down. And if anything, I think taking turrets is going to get more difficult for HAWKS because the Vision Line has to move up.
Yeah, and trying to find something here, but you didn't run the numbers. They will find the kill on Dasher, but it's looking to me like they're all about to be shut down after that. Super Death Bomb coming out. Dice, first one to fall. Ray Farkey's got to run for his life. Marble hot on his tail. However, is not quite going to be able to get them. They will get out and we'll go 1 for 1 in total. Both mid laners are going to fall.
So generally when you're behind, trading 1 for 1 is perfectly fine for you. So for Burning Core, they're going to be okay with that trade. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. When Dragon comes up, both mid laners have teleport. If anything, Dice will be a little bit late to that party because he died a little bit later. So the question now is, what else can Burning Core find? They still have Solar Flare, but they burnt all their other ultimates.
Yeah, indeed. And flash out from Flawless as well, so won't be having that if he needs to close some distance. We do see
Dasher.
TP coming out from Dasher as well, so he's going to be back in the fight. And now it would be a 5-on-4 if they decide to do something here. Maybe we just see an Infernal Bomb try and go for the steal. Nah, not quite going to come out there. Nothing really they can do there. And so with that, that is Soul Point. And the Realm Warp, they see Dice and they're like, hey, remember that gray screen? You're going right back to it. But a lot of stuns actually coming out. They might just find something here. It's so close. Will just barely survive. Fujimoto running for his life. Just barely going to get out of that one. The Blade Call, not quite going to find anyone. And Fujimoto, go back to base, please, bro. You are playing with forces beyond your control. I don't know how Fujimoto is allowed to walk away from that, but just barely survives. But overall, Burning Core still, once again, right, they lose dice, but at the very least, that's about all they're going to lose. Hexing ultimatum on Marble, that might be huge. And the collateral damage there to just help Ray Farkey secure the kill there. Not kill stolen, kill secured.
I don't know if Ray Farkey will agree with that one. I think he put in the bulk of the work, and great use of that Hextech ultimatum as well to dodge out the blade, call it flawless. Surely not here. Okay, so a couple of things about Baron. If you attack it from behind, you actually take more damage, and if you're alone, you also take more damage here. So flawless, you shouldn't be in there trying to do that solo. You do need the rest of your team. Now, how Reiner gets out alive here, it's coming from the exhaust, actually, that we do see on the rise here. It gets applied on Ray Farkey. If not, Reiner should have been dead to rights. You can see Ray Farkey was going in, trying to get that tactical sweep, go in there. But the problem is, sure, you survived, and like you said, Reiner needs to back up, but the rest of the Hawks here are no longer in a good position. They're no longer in a healthy position here. They've burned a lot of their ultimates, and the turret going down kind of evened things up in terms of immediate gold and tactical advantages. That's it. Hawks still threaten that Infernal Soul soon enough here, and once again, Burning Core have to win that fight, but it feels like game one all over again, Echo, where everything's on a knife's edge. Both teams can win, and we're starting to see Burning Core's damage scale up.
Yeah, definitely, right? Replay of kind of a match one where honestly it's too close to tell. Really, anything can go down. It's really just coming down to the one man pick, and then that could just seal the deal for either team, as we just saw in that fight. It's gonna be a close one, to say the absolute least. A lot of damage is coming out from Flawless now, as well as he was able to pick up some of those kills. Yuhi's still 0-0-0, so I mean, hey, you know, that's a flawless score in my book. Regardless, he's farming well, you know. So I don't know how that's possible, seeing as, you know, your team has 7 kills, but yeah, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel like Yuhi's getting robbed here. I mean, he's doing damage. I'm sure if they showed us damage charts, you'd see that Yuhi isn't just, you know, not at any fight here. The Mega Inferno Bomb is chunking. It's just unfortunate that he can't quite get the kills.
Oh my god, and the precision protocol is damaging as well. Kinatsu is just getting hit after hit. Did go Meganar, and that was huge. He hit him with the bait of the century. Dice gonna get kicked against the wall, flattening against the pavement, and he's gonna go down as well. Solar Flare gonna get dropped by Fujimoto, so they can make an escape. And just like that, I mean, that fight was looking in Burning Core's favor, and Hawks was like, no, we don't do that around here.
Yeah, no, the Hawks, it was a bait. It was a trap. You called it right when you called Kinatsu the bait of the century there. Dasher was just waiting off in the wings. If Dice had managed to get in there, even one gold card off, that fight wins for Burning Core, because Kinatsu's rage bar wouldn't charge up fast enough and he'd have been stunned. But because Dasher was there to interrupt, well, congratulations, Meganar into the wall. But it shows you how scary things are already, that Ray Farkey can do this a level down from Kinatsu without backup here. That should have been Kinatsu did. And if the 1v1 didn't happen near the wall, if Ray Farkey wasn't so confident, you know what? I think could have done that. In fact, without Dasher present, he probably would have won that anyway. So it really does come down to the fact that Dasher was waiting in the wings. The bait was ready to go. And I just feel like right now, Burning Core have been playing disrespectfully of the rise and the potential for the realm warp. I know that wasn't a realm warp, but the potential, if you see Dasher anywhere near or don't see Dasher anywhere near, you've got to assume that he can get there within 5 seconds.
Yeah, and speaking of that, this dragon's going to be here in 50 seconds, and that is going to be hotly contested, to say the very least. Burning Core, once again, is going to have to look for some kind of pick here, some kind of opening, if they want to be able to grab this dragon and delay, not necessarily inevitable, it's simply delay the next soul point for another 5 minutes. Going to have to wait and see. 30 seconds left on the clock. Both teams have pivoted, but Burning Core has just pretty much completely relinquished control of this river and this bot side jungle over to the Hawks, trying to get a pick here on Flawless. Won't quite find it though. The gold card has been charged up. Destiny coming out as well. This might just be huge. So much CC coming out, and there's that first pick that you need on Kinatsu. Maybe they can make something out of this. Another gold card is ready in the works here, but the Realm Warp is going to get the rest of his team to safety. So Hawks will be able to back off from that one. Are they going to try and find something? Not looking like it. They're just going to be content with scaring them off. And as long as Flawless can secure this dragon, yeah, okay, he does. You never, this time around, you never know, but hey, does secure it. And so they are going to delay that soul for another 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, for Hawks, we said it before, they're a conservative team, right? They're not even going to try and risk blank trying to get in there with the smite steal. They're just like, okay, no, we lost Kinatsu. Everybody bail out right away. We don't want to mess up here. And in the first place, Kinatsu shouldn't have been caught out. If you look at the vision on that bot side of the map, HAWKS had control of the area. Burning Core actually only just established that vision control bot side. So Kinatsu, I think, just stepping up a little bit too far when she weren't mega. Now Burning Core looking for Baron. They don't know there's a blue ward in the pit though.
Ooh, very nicely jumped though by Ryan to get out of danger. But yeah, back to that one fight though. I think they just were not expecting the Destiny coming from Dice. It was nice to see we finally get one of those really good, well-placed Destinies, right? You get all the vision you need, and then Dice just sees that opportunity, gets right into Kinatsu's face, hits him with the gold card, hits him with the Zenith Blade, and then it's just, there's nothing they could have done. Now this time around, Dice, this is not something you should do because you do not win these. I can tell you this right now. You don't win these. That's right. Go back to base, please.
Yeah, please don't make this a Caster situation where like, oh, great play from Dice, and he immediately dies. But no, I agree with you, Echo. I fully agree with you. I want to see more of these sort of picks. That's what you pick a Twisted Fate for. It's certainly not for the team fight. You're never going to match Rise in terms of damage output, in terms of survivability. So you need to be able to find the individuals. And HAWKS have not really been grouping up. They're constantly split up in multiple positions. So if you pull that Destiny, if your team's ready to go and you see an opportunity to go in, pull the trigger. Zonia's completed now for Dice as well, so there's no fear of getting burst down when you get in there. As long as the rest of Burning Core is ready to follow up, just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't be a Hawks game if we weren't going past 30 minutes, as we've already hit the 31-minute mark. And this was exactly what happened in game one, right? The Hawks really ran the clock down as long as they could, scaled up as much as they could, and then they were able to find something. But I'm getting a little bit of deja vu from game one as well, as we are at this Baron pit. Let's see if something can happen this time around, though. Kinatsu is going to be waiting there, gatekeeping. Baron down. It's going to be a smite fight. The dash in. Can they find it? They will! He gets the smite steal. Flawless. Doing another flawless display of the jungle smite steal that he's so known for, with the dashes going in. And just like that, Ray Farkey and Dice, they have the empowered minions. They had so much faith in their jungler that they could make it happen, and they're going to get a turret and an inhibitor.
Yeah, even if Flawless didn't steal it away, Ray Farkey and Dice there still probably get the inhibitor just from pushing, but they do get it, and I hope we get a replay. Yes. Thank you, we do. Look at this coordination. We talk about communication and coordination here. The Mega Inferno Bomb coming down with Flawless there. That big burst of damage is something that the Hawks can't properly calculate, and Burning Core call for it. Flawless has been the big carry this game, 5-3-2, and now picking up the Baron as well. This might be what they need to finally turn the game. This is the biggest significant lead we've seen come through for either of these teams this game.
Yeah, at this point, if you've hit the 30-minute mark and your Hawks, just stay the hell away from the Baron pit, because things just do not seem to work out for you there. We see the satchel charge going down, not quite enough damage to take out that turret, but honestly, I gotta say, I feel like Flawless was being a little bit modest. I think he could have taken out Blank. Blank was so incredibly low, but opted to instead flashback over the wall, wanted to play it safe. Respectable, but I definitely feel like he probably could have gotten 1 or 2 kills there.
Echo, your outer play-by-play is showing that you just want blood on the rift, and I appreciate
carnage. I am here for the chaos.
But Burning Core, they don't want to mess around. They really want to make it to the next stage of playoffs here. So they're playing it safe here. They're going for buildings, for structures, because that's ultimately what wins you the game here. They want to maximize that Baron use. If you want to find kills, you can look for the Elder, you can look for that next Dragon, but if you want to maximize that Baron, you take turrets. And once again, base cracked open. The inhib on the bot side is actually down, and that's going to apply pressure now constantly, even for this upcoming Dragon as well. And for Burning Core, I love what they've done nonstop. Ray Farkey again with the split push, with the teleport, and this time with Baron, it's so much more effective. And Dice is constantly hovering nearby, has that unsealed spellbook as well to be able to use that teleport to rejoin if the Destiny is too far away.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of pressure being applied, 20 seconds until this next Dragon is up, and that's going to apply a whole lot of pressure onto the Hawks, who need to go and match this if they want to get that soul, or if they feel that maybe they just let Burning Core get this one, and then you kind of run the possibility that Burning Core just starts stacking these Infernal Dragons, and that's just going to hurt even more than Flawless already does. But no, sir, the Hawks are like, we are not giving this one. We're sending it. Kinatsu will be the only man defending base. He's got the TP if needed. The Dragon is already at 5k. Blank incredibly low. Needs to be careful. The shield coming out. That's so close. Rhino will go down, and they find 2 kills. They're going to find the Drag too. and they're gonna find the base connector, the gold card coming out, the exhaust coming out, all the CC in the world coming out. Will go gold, so will Dice follow suit. So much damage, just end his misery. Thank you. Finally takes him out. We see the TP from Dasher. He's gonna try his damnedest to hold this base together, to hold this team together. Marble running for his life, but it doesn't matter. Very nice stun. What is going on here? He still gets the kill. It's just one for one. This is insanity. Flawless. Just take us out of this damn thing. Just end the game, please. Dasher healing up. He's gonna fight to the last breath. He needs to go in a 1v3 with his Nexus exposed, doing as much damage as he can. They're gonna go ahead and pat the KD, looking for the kill here. Can they fight? Just hit the damn Nexus, please. Just hit it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. At 20 years old, you should not have high blood pressure, but that game might have just done it to me. I'm not gonna lie.